What's up, Sam? We're back. Another Fortitude in 15. It is Thursday, January 16, 2025. How are you elevating this week, Sam? What's up, brother?
Moment of realism here. Got off to a shitty start this morning, and it's fully my fault. We got back late Saturday evening. I was exhausted. I hadn't been home in 3 weeks, and I just went to bed. Woke up Saturday, was ready to be productive, needed food, went grocery shopping, and wanted to just chill out. Don't know where the day went. Ended up watching football, which I'm sure Parker was proud of me for. And then it was nighttime. Was ready to go to bed, went to bed, and had normal boxing in the morning, Monday morning, 7 a.m., ready to get back into my routine. And I woke up at 2 a.m. to sirens right outside of my apartment building and a fire truck. Something happened. I didn't have to evacuate, but it certainly woke me up. It got the adrenaline going. I don't know, Parker, if you've ever woken up startled before. It doesn't matter that you're fine. Your body goes into fight or flight, and you have to wait and flush the adrenaline out of your body and calm down and slow your heart rate and try to fall asleep again. And it just put me in a shitty mood. So when I woke up at 6 a.m. to go to boxing, I walked into the bathroom, was ready to go, and was just I really want to sleep another 2 hours. So I canceled my class.
Went back to bed. You?
Yeah. And I feel like a shitty, undisciplined person. And you know how I feel when I miss my morning workout. So we made up for it. That's okay. We still got a little workout in the morning. Got to get the blood pumping, but I just feel guilty and like a bad human. So that's how I started my day.
You feel guilty and a bad human that you slept in and missed your boxing?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, you're definitely not a bad human for missing your boxing. You might be a rested, more
lazy, undisciplined
human. Yeah, but you're transitioning back. After 3 weeks, you've been really doing nothing. I know you probably were really excited to get back to boxing, but as you get older, and we first know this very well, it's sleep is very important too. And if you went to boxing, great, but the rest of your day might have been pretty crappy. So I'm sure you'll go to boxing later this week. Welcome back. I'm sure DC is so happy to have you. And I'm excited to see if you get any new marks on the face from boxing.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
How are you, buddy? Everything good?
Things are good. Busy week ahead. A lot of travel per usual, but excited and feeling really just elevated after an incredible couple days down in Atlanta, Georgia with Discover EY. It was just, I was doing a lot of reflection yesterday and kind of relaxing and hanging because it was very tiring, but I'm just very inspired by a lot of the people that we met and interact with at the conference. And I think it just makes me really optimistic about not just Elevation Nation and our future, but just optimistic about the future of where society is going, because I just felt like we were in such an incredible elevated room, and most of the room was filled with freshmen in college. For those who don't know, Sam and I went and spent 3 days down in Atlanta, Georgia at a conference for young professionals, college students, about 250 college students from around the country. EY brought them together to help them think about themselves in a new way, gave some career advice about what it means to work in professional services and to work at a company like EY. But also Sam and I did our keynote mental motto workshop with all 250 students and on Saturday, and it was just spectacular. So Sam, I just gotta we gotta rant on this a bit. I'm just we've interacted with a lot of young people for sure, but I just felt like being in that room and seeing the excitement and the energy from all of these students just makes me so happy and optimistic. And I kind of miss being that age so much too, because they had so much radiating so much positivity. And so let's talk about it. What was the takeaway that you had? Because that was certainly a takeaway for me.
Shout out to all the young adults, the students that we met at Discover EY down in Atlanta. Just incredible young people. Parker, I was not that put together at 18 or 19. I can tell you that right now. So inquisitive, so well-mannered, so professional, so personable. I was so impressed with the young people that we met. They flew in from all over the country, all over the U.S. to come meet and hang out and learn about EY. And obviously, we had the opportunity to share Elevation Nation and mental mottos and teach them mental fortitude. And it was super impactful for all of them. But I think what I took away most was I feel a lot better of the direction that the world is headed. I think the next generation, our generation, even young generations as a whole, get such a bad rap sometimes. They don't work hard. They don't understand, the professional world. They all want kind of a quick rise to the top. But I think hearing some of the questions that these young people were asking us and how they were connecting with us, they realized that they wanted to find their purpose and what their calling was. And I think if more people continue to do that, the world will be a more fulfilled and positive place. And so I appreciate them opening up, getting vulnerable with us, taking a step back and really starting to think a little bit deeper about what makes them, where they want to go, and what fuels them. And so very, very grateful for the opportunity that we got to spend this weekend with them.
It was sweet. I mean, the questions, it's just the public speaking. Some of these people are asking questions in front of a whole entire group of people, and so well structured in way they ask their questions, their thinking, and just I walked away. I'm like, wow. To your point, Sam, I would definitely did not. I was not on another. They were on another playing field. I feel like than where we were at, just from professionalism and just being so put together. And so, I mean, with that, obviously now we're moving into the next week, and I know we're continuing to roll on. We're coming down from a great achievement for both Elevation Nation, and I'm sure for these students it was a pretty significant achievement. So, Sam, I'm curious for the people listening who went to the conference or had just reached a milestone in their life. We all know the milestones are very short. They come, they feel great, and then they go. And then life comes back. What a piece of advice do you have to people who reach that point and then turn the page and like, wait, I got to keep putting my foot forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I struggle with. I'm not very good at celebrating myself or things. I think, Parker, you know that. I don't enjoy it. It makes me uncomfortable. But milestones as a whole, and in this case, I think it's a good opportunity for you to just take a step back, right? Obviously, something you are doing got you to this moment to get invited to this exclusive group of young students around the country, super competitive, to get invited to this Discover UI event, right? Take a step back and figure out what was working for you and if that's taking you in the right direction, right? I think for a lot of young students, probably a majority of them, they saw how incredible EY was as a place where they want to work. But I'm sure there were a handful that said, I don't know if I want to be an accountant anymore. Maybe I want to do consulting, or maybe consulting's not for me. I want to try to go to a startup or whatever it may be. I think these are opportunities to learn more about ourselves and what we like and what we don't like. So again, take a step back, try to reflect, and there's not a right or wrong answer after going out of one of these conferences. Just take the time to figure out if you are headed in the right direction. And once you either reposition yourself, then take that step forward and start to sprint. But it's totally okay to take a pause and kind of recalibrate.
Take a pause, recalibrate. I mean, that's just not for people who went to this conference. It's for all people, I think, in the sense of you hit a big milestone, you hit a big goal, great. You take the pride and enjoyment out of it. And then there's a morning or a day where you wake up and you're like, okay, it's time to put that in the past and now pause and recalibrate. And it's how you think about recalibrating is the big thing. And that's why we teach introspection. That is why we find that asking ourselves the deep questions to get the deep answers is so important, because it helps ground you as you start to put that next step forward. So, I mean, it's great advice, Sam. I think for me personally, it really is sitting, looking myself in the mirror and saying, okay, how do I want to focus my time right now? How do I want to focus my time today? And then I can't focus on tomorrow. What can I do right now to get me on the path that I want to go? And for these students, maybe it is just getting back to school and getting their classes started. Or maybe it's getting an internship or a job during the semester. Or maybe it's starting a new company that they've always dreamed of, or even a hobby, right? But we need to take a step forward for ourselves and understand what is feasible for me to do right now and start putting that foot forward. Because eventually, as Sam and I always like to say, once you start putting your foot forward, you'll begin to see progress and progress over a longer period of time. And the next thing you know, you'll be elevating in a new place than you were before. So with that, Sam, obviously, incredible week, a lot more to come. I'm excited for 2025. We got off to a bang with that keynote, and I'm just really excited for what's to come. So let's hit on a thing that we always talk about. Any elevator shout-outs, Mr. Sam?
Have to. The man, the myth, the legend behind one of our incredible stories we get to tell at our workshops. And his name is Brandon Lyons. All the students who were at our workshop got to hear his story. He's elevator number 64. Brandon just continues to inspire, continues to spread his message. He was just on another podcast that he shared some clips from this morning. And so I just wanted to give him a shout out. It's not for one accomplishment, but for allowing us to continue to share his inspiring story and his mental motto of one day or day one. Just an incredible human being. We love you, Brandon.
Incredible human, elevated human. Sorry about Penn State losing, but yeah, he's just an incredible person. My elevator shout out goes to elevator 179, one of our closest friends, Sammy Gomez, and I'm giving her a shout out because she just completed the new Bethesda Bagels website with elevator, Noah's number 4 or something, as well as completed one that hits very home, the Pup Scouts website. And she did an incredible job. And I just want to say I'm so proud of you, Sammy. You're crushing it. And if anyone listening needs some website branding help, Sammy is the go-to person. And we are happy to make that connection any day, any week, anytime. Just let us know.
All right, Elevation Nation. Until next week. Peace.